All right, now we have section 13.2, which is customer credit. Okay, so we're gonna get into credit now. Okay, first we're gonna recall a formula that we saw in the last section, in the first one. So we have the amount was equal to principal times 1 plus rate times time. Remember, rate is always as a decimal and the time is always in years. Okay. Now, this formula was used to calculate the amount you're going to pay after X amount of years. So the total amount, including the interest. Okay, so that will be the principal that you borrow plus the interest that you're going to pay after whatever many years. Okay, now if we solve for P in this case, if we leave P by itself, because I'm multiplying by this, what I have in parentheses, to get rid of it to the other side, I'm going to have to divide. So this equation is going to be equivalent to the principal equals the amount divided by 1 plus rate times time. Okay, these two equations are equivalent. Now this one, the first one, the one we saw last section, is to calculate the total amount you're going to pay. This one is to calculate the principal. So sometimes you don't remember how much you borrow at the beginning or how much you had to pay. You can calculate the principal with this formula, but they're the same thing, they're equivalent. Okay, it's just depending on what we're finding is the one that we're supposed to use. All right, so the first two problems are kind of like a review, so let's get into it. It says Barb is buying a new car for $12,500. Her old car has a trade-in value of $2,500. The dealer informs her that the financing charge is 12% out on interest. If she wishes to take 2.5 years to pay off the car, what will be the total amount owed? Okay. Now, here we have to keep in mind the value of the car that you want to buy. So this is how much is the new car. The value of the car you're trading in. So remember, you can go buy a car and you go trade in yours. And depending on the year and the condition is the value that they're going to assign to it. And that's basically the value of your own car, your old car. You're going to subtract it from the value of the new car that you're getting. Because you're leaving the old car for this much, but you're getting a new car for this much, okay? We also have to keep in mind the interest. Remember, this is your rate, and we have to change it as a decimal. And then we want to pay it off in 2.5 years, okay? So we want to know how much we owe. We're going to owe at the end of the 2.5 years, how much we're going to end up paying for the new car, okay? So first, we got to subtract the value of the old car. So the new car is this much, but you're leaving the old car, and this is the value of the old car. So in reality, what you owe or what your loan is going to be $10,000, right? When you subtract, this is your loan. All right, this is basically your principal. There you go. Okay, now we can calculate this. So now we're going to say the principal, $10,000, times 1 plus the rate as a decimal, times the time, 2.5 years. If we multiply this out, that should give us the total you're going to owe or you're going to pay back after 2.5 years. So you can type this on the calculator and figure out the total amount. And you should have $13,000 that you're going to pay, which is not bad, right? I mean, the interest is kind of high. 12% is kind of high, but it's not that bad. All right, so I would like for you guys to try the next one. So pause the video and give it a try. Just be careful on this one. They give you the time in months. So remember, just like we did on the last section, every time you get it in months, to change it to years, you just got to put it over 12 because there's 12 months in 1 year. Okay, so pause the video and then you can check back your answer. Okay, so I'm gonna have here, we have Tony and Barb decide to buy new living room furniture worth $8,000. They make a down payment of $800. Barb decides that they should pay off what they owe in 30 monthly payments. Find the amount of the monthly payment at a 9% on interest. So let's highlight what we have here. So this is how much is the furniture. They put down $800. They want to pay in 30 months. And there's a 9% interest. But the question here is how much you're going to pay monthly. The amount monthly, okay? All right, so let's get into it. So, because the furniture is $8,000 and we put down 800, we're going to subtract that so that we can figure out how much is the loan. So the loan is going to be $7,200 is your loan or your principal. I'm going to put principal here. All right. Now we have everything to figure this out. So we have the amount is going to be equal to the principal times 1 plus the interest is 9%. So be careful. Remember, you have to change it into a decimal. So you move the decimal twice to the left. So 0.09. And then we don't have the time in years. So we put 30 months over 12. And the calculator should take care of that. Alrighty, so we type this on the calculator and we get the total amount you're gonna pay back is gonna be $8,820. Now that's the total amount you're gonna pay back. What we want to know is how much we need to pay monthly in order to pay it off in 30 months. So I'm gonna make a note here. Monthly payment is going to be equal to the 8,820 divided by the 30 months because I want to know how much I have to pay each of the month. So if you type this in the calculator, you should come out with $294 for you to finish in 30 months. Okay, and there you go. There you have it. So notice it was pretty similar to the first one. The only difference is you have to figure out how much you're going to pay monthly. So we divide by the total number of months that you want to pay this off. Okay. Now this is something that you can use in real life. So currently if you buy something and you want to finish paying it within the next year, you can do the math and figure out how much you have to give monthly in order to achieve that goal. Okay. All right. We have another one here. Says Charlie cannot remember how much he financed to buy his car. He does remember that his monthly payment is $500. His add-on interest rate was 15% for 18 payments. Find the amount of his loan to the nearest penny, so to the second decimal, basically. All right, so now because we need to find the initial amount, how much was the actual car at the beginning, we are going to use this formula here. We need to find the principal, so we need to use this. P equals A over 1 plus RT. So let me write it down here. P equals A over 1 plus RT. All right. So let's start with the monthly payment. So we know the monthly payment was $500, and he gave the payment for 18 months. So I want to know how much was the amount. So this will give me A basically. So multiply this, and that is $9,000 was the amount, the total amount owed. Okay, or your A basically. Okay, so A is equal to 9,000. Alright, so now I can plug it in into my formula because I do have the time and I have the rate as well, so I can figure this out. So A was $9,000 over 1 plus the rate is 15%, so as a decimal we have 0.15, and times the time is 18 payments. Now remember, when you pay a card you do it monthly, so basically 18 months, and because it's in months and not in years, I'm going to do 18 over 12. So type this in the calculator, and that should give you the initial price of the car before paying it with interest. Okay, so let's see what that is. Type it in the calculator. Be careful if you're typing this on the calculator. Okay, I'm gonna put it here, calculator. You're gonna put 9,000 divided by, and you want to put parentheses 1 plus parentheses 0.15 parentheses 18 over 12 and close the parentheses. You can type it all like this and that should give you the correct answer. Okay, don't forget the parentheses at the beginning and at the end. Okay, if you don't put parentheses here, then the calculator is doing 9,000 divided by 1 and then plus this. You have to put the parentheses so the calculator will do the order operations for you. Alright, so check on the calculator. You should be getting 7,346, and we're going to round to the second decimal, so 94 cents. Alrighty. If you have any questions on these 3 problems, I'll be happy to answer those questions. We're going to complete the rest in class, okay? So thank you for watching this video.